Bombshell reveal just minutes ago. Jason Lee and Chrisean Rock went fully unfiltered about the people they saw. The things they heard and the energy they felt inside Diddy's now infamous VI Pelnley parties. And what they said, names were dropped. We're talking about Alisters, rappers, actors, executives, people who said they'd never been there. Jason and Chrisean just said otherwise. In an interview that felt more like a confession, Jason spilled tea that had the host visibly sweating, Chrisean. She didn't hold back. Either she got emotional, aggressive, and maybe a little too real, And if you thought the rumors about those parties were wild before, wait until you hear what they said about the rooms with the red lighting. Here's what shook the internet most. One name that came up: you've seen them on red carpets. You've heard them on Grammy stages. And they've denied everything till now. Screenshots are flying, social media is exploding, and Diddy, still silent. This isn't just gossip. This is a reckoning. If you know hip-hop, if you know celebrity culture, if you've even been near the entertainment industry in the past 20 years, you've probably heard the whispers. Diddy's parties are different. Not different like red carpet and champagne different. Not celebs mingling with fans different. We're talking private jets, locked doors, NDA-level secrecy, and stories that feel more like scenes from a movie than reality for years. Rumors of what really goes down at Diddy's private events have been buried under contracts, silence, and fear. But lately, that silence is cracking. Because as of 2024, multiple lawsuits, leaks, and mysterious online posts have brought new attention to the man once known for being hip-hop's biggest party host. There have been headlines, accusations, even legal movements. But no one, and I mean no one, has gone fully on record to say, I was there. I saw what happened. And I know who else was there too. Until now, enter Jason Lee and Chrisean Rock. Who is Jason Lee? You know the name? You don't. You've definitely seen his clips. Jason Lee is the founder of Hollywood Unlocked, the media brand that lives where viral and controversial collide. He's broken stories. He's been on red carpets with Beyoncé, sat across from Kanye. He's been in rooms most bloggers dream about, and he doesn't flinch. He doesn't blur faces. He doesn't pull punches. So when Jason sat down for a safe interview and suddenly started talking about Diddy's parties, you knew it was about to go left real quick. What started as a casual story turned into names, dates, and something about a vault room that nobody was supposed to talk about, but we'll get there. First, let's talk about his core villain, Chrisean Rock. Who is Chrisean Rock? Let's be honest, Chrisean is chaotic, unfiltered, and unpredictable. But she's also one of the most viral women in hip-hop right now, famous for her rocky, literally, relationship with Blueface, her street-smart presence, and her zero filters ever interviews. Chrisean walks into any room and says what other people are scared to even whisper. And guess what? She's been to Diddy's parties too. She's made hints about it before. In random IG lives, in tweets that got mysteriously deleted, in lyrics that fans swore were about someone powerful. But in this new interview, she confirmed it. Then some. According to her, she wasn't just at one party, she was invited more than once. And when she was asked who else was there, she looked dead at the camera, laughed, and said, "Y'all ain't even ready for that." But I'll tell you who was acting real different once those phones got taken. Jason leaned forward. The interviewer nearly choked. And the entire room went dead silent. Why now? Why them? That's what everyone's asking. Why would Jason Lee, someone with ties to the entire industry, suddenly start naming names? Why would Chrisean, who usually dodges direct questions with chaos, suddenly get serious about a topic like this? Here's the theory that's catching fire online. They're done protecting people who wouldn't protect them. Jason has said publicly in the past that he's held stories back out of respect for the culture. But now, it's no culture without accountability, he said during the interview. Okay? And if I'm gonna get blackballed for telling the truth, so be it. Meanwhile, Chrisean was even blunter. They ain't protect me. So why I gotta protect them? And just like that, this wasn't a gossip moment. It was a full-blown expose in real time. They weren't just teasing names, they were dropping them, one by one. But the one name they both hesitated on, the one they paused before saying, the one that made Jason shake his head and Chrisean clutch her mic. Y'all really want to know who we saw at that party? Asterisk, let's just say. They got Grammys, they got blockbusters, and they ain't ever gonna admit it. And just like that, the internet started guessing. Clips started going viral. Reddit threads lit up with lists of possible names. But here's the twist. We're not done. The interview had been simmering for nearly 30 minutes. Jason Lee and Chrisean Rock were circling the truth, dropping breadcrumbs, smirking, side-eyeing each other every time a certain name came up. The interviewer, clearly nervous, tried to keep it light, tried to pivot, tried to move on. But Jason leaned forward, eyes locked on the camera, and said, "Nah, we're not doing that. We're not going to keep dancing around it. Don't want to know who we saw at Diddy's party?" Chrisean whispered something off mic. Jason chuckled, and then he dropped the bomb. Terry. Terry was there. Terry from that one show. Yeah, that Terry? The family man, the one who said he don't party like that no more. The room went dead silent. Fans watching the livestream started guessing in real time. Terry Crews. Wait, Terry from Empire? No way. Terry as in the Terry and Jason. He just sipped his tea. Chrisean laughed out loud and added, Terry ain't even TRY to be Loki. Bro walked in with shades on at 11 p.m. and went straight into that back room with the red light. Boom. That one quote sent the internet into chaos. Fans start connecting the dots. TikTok detectives immediately began pulling up clips of Terry denying ever attending wild parties. An old interview surfaced where he said, "I don't go to those things. I'm too old for that. Plus, I'm married." Cue the side-by-side TikToks. One side, the quote. The other side, Jason and Chrisean laughing and side-eyeing. Comments flew in like bullets. Terry got some explaining to do. That family man image just cracked. No wonder he'd been quiet since 2022. And just when it felt like the drama couldn't get crazier, a video leaked. The video that broke the timeline, an anonymous Twitter account posted a 12-second blurry video. Grainy, zoomed in. Shaky, but the caption. Tell me that's not Terry and Diddy walking into the Red Room at the March party in Miami. The video showed two men, one with a bald head, muscular build, wearing shades at night. The other wearing an all-white suit, Diddy's signature. Party fit. The comments were immediate. Nah, that's 100% him. Is that the room Chrisean was talking about? That red light ain't no accident. The video hit 2 million views in 2 hours. It was reposted by The Neighborhood, Talk, Hollywood Unlocked, and even WorldStar. But then, it vanished. Legal trouble begins by noon the next day. The original video was taken down. Why? Because a cease and desist was sent out by a high-profile celebrity legal team. Screenshots of the takedown began surfacing with a watermark. Material. Falsely implies the presence of our client at a private gathering. Okay? Immediate removal required. And though the letter didn't mention a name, everyone knew it was Terry's camp. Reddit threads popped up like wildfire. If he wasn't there, why the legal threat? Why y'all so fast with lawyers if it's not true? Deleting the clip only made it 100x more real. Then, as if on cue, Jason Lee responded. He went live on Instagram and addressed it head-on. Y'all sending letters now? Cute. You weren't worried about the cameras when you walked in. Don't get mad, we remember what we saw. Jason was pissed. You don't get to build a brand off your clean image and then show up in red-lit rooms at invite-only parties that require your phone to be locked in a pouch. Hey. Then he hit them with this. You threaten me legally. But what? you should be scared of is what Chrisean's got in her phone. What Chrisean's phone? What's inside? Remember when everyone assumed phones weren't allowed at Diddy's parties? Turns out, Chrisean found a way around that, according to her, during one party. She hid a second phone in her bra, recorded clips, voice memos, and took blurry snaps of certain people entering a specific room when Jason mentioned it on live. Chrisean laughed and said, "They told me I had to lock up my phone, so I locked up the decoy one," screaming. Fans lost their minds. She's been ready for this moment? Y'all messed with the wrong girl. Plot twist. Chrisean was the real journalist all along, Jason confirmed. We've seen the footage. We're not releasing it yet. But don't play with us. Translation. They have receipts. They're holding them like a loaded weapon. The internet becomes a battlefield now. It wasn't just about Jason and Chrisean's claims. It was about who was panicking, who was lawyering up, who was going ghost. Fans started pulling receipts on other celebs rumored to be at Diddy's parties. One rapper deleted all photos from 2002 to 2023. Off Instagram, May female R&B artist disabled comments after fans started asking about the Red Room. Major male actor known for action movies canceled an appearance on a podcast due to scheduling issues. Theories were flying. Jason and Chrisean pulled the pin and walked away. These celebs been moving shady for years now. They're exposed. What happens if the footage drops? What happens if names get confirmed? And then Jason posted a cryptic tweet. "We haven't even started." No caption, no hashtags, just those 4 words. The internet frozen. After Jason Lee's chilling "we haven't even started" tweet, the internet froze. People waited, watching. What? Did he mean what was left to reveal? Who else was at those parties? And then, less than 48 hours later, he did it again. On a follow-up live stream titled simply, "The One No One Believed." Jason was calm. To calm, he started by thanking everyone for keeping the conversation going. Then he leaned into the camera and said, "The one who shocked me the most? I'll give you a hint. They're always smiling, always clapping at award shows. And they're not alone when they show up. Ever." He paused, the chat exploded. Will and Jada. "Say it, Jason bro, don't play RN." Then he said it. "Let's talk about the couple." Boom. The power couple gets pulled in without saying names directly. Jason dropped clues that only pointed to one famous couple. They've been in the spotlight since the 90s. V hosted Red Table Talks. They've had their relationship analyzed more than some wars will. And Jason didn't say it out loud. But what he did say? "When I saw them at that party, they weren't acting. They weren't putting on a show. They looked like they'd been there before." Chrisean backed him up immediately. She had a glass of red wine and was walking around, barefoot, like it was her house. Like she was comfortable. Too comfortable. Internet equals detonated. TIK2KERS instantly pulled up old interviews where Will or Jada denied going to Hollywood functions. One particularly viral clip showed Jada saying in 2021, "I'm not really into that scene anymore. We've outgrown that world." And now 2 eyewitnesses are saying they never left it. Celeb damage control begins within hours of the clip dropping. Jada Pinkett Smith's reps issued a soft denial through TMZ. Jada has not attended any parties hosted by Sean Combs in recent years. Any suggestion otherwise is categorically false. Notice the wording. Recent years, not never. Reddit didn't miss a beat. So, define recent. You're denying 2023, not 2019, huh? This denial sounds like a lawyer wrote it at 3 a.m. But things took a wild turn when Will Smith's name began trending because of a voice memo. The voice memo that changed everything out of nowhere. A voice recording from 2022 resurfaced on TikTok. It was posted anonymously and claimed to be from a reality TV star who was on a show that aired on Zeus. The voice, a woman, slight accent, clearly emotional. And here's what she said. I went to that party with a friend from the label. I saw so many people I couldn't believe. But the craziest moment? I was standing by the bar and Will Smith walks past me. He doesn't look around, doesn't say hi. It just goes into the back hallway with two people. Then the security closed the curtain. That audio has now been heard over 4.6 million times. TikTok sleuths cross-reference the voice to a Love and Hip Hop alum. But nobody's confirmed it yet. Still, the story matches Chrisean's description of that same red hallway, even crazier. The voice memo was deleted less than an hour after being posted, but it had already been duetted, re-uploaded, and remixed 1,000 plus times. Now fans weren't just suspicious, they were convinced. Diddy's inner circle goes silent as this chaos played out. One thing became clearer by the hour. Diddy's usual defenders, gone. People who used to post stories at his events, radio silent, artists signed to his label, voiding interviews. Even people previously spotted in party clips were deleting posts, clearing highlights, and in one case deactivating their accounts entirely. That's when a theory started trending. Everyone scared their next. It wasn't just Jason and Chrisean anymore. Now influencers, ex-reality stars, and former assistants were coming forward vaguely. Anonymously, but enough. To confirm a pattern, one ex-stylist tweeted, then deleted. You don't get invited unless someone vets you. You don't get in unless someone vouches. And once you're in, you don't leave unless you're okay with what you saw. And just when the internet thought this couldn't escalate further, Jason posted again. Jason's final words for now. He took 2 IG stories with one cryptic slide. There's one name we're still debating whether to say. But when we do, it'll make everything else look like a warm-up. No follow-up, no teaser. Just pure stomach-dropping suspense. Fans started speculating like Crazy, who could be bigger than Will and Jada, Oprah, Jay, not. Don't tell. Me, it's that level. If they drop another name this week, the whole industry's gonna cave in. And now, the whole world's waiting not for the next lawsuit, not even for Diddy to respond. They're waiting for Jason and Chrisean to say that one last name because whatever they're holding back, it's about to blow the lid off the whole industry. When Jason Lee and Chrisean Rock broke the silence on Diddy's parties, the reaction wasn't just viral, it was volcanic. Because this wasn't a messy Twitter thread. It wasn't another he said, she said. It was 2 public figures, on camera, with names, receipts, and nothing left to lose. And the public split like glass under pressure. Social media war. Hashtag believe Jason versus hashtag this ANTPROFTWO. Hashtags started trending. Hashtag believe Jason, hashtag this AINT proof, and just like that, timelines turned into trenches. Believe Jason supporters said, Jason has too much to lose to make this up. Y'all always protect the predators until it's too late. He's not alone. Others are gonna speak up. Just wait. Meanwhile, critics fired back with, where's the actual proof? Are y'all believing Chrisean? She messy every week? Jason mad because Diddy didn't invite him this year. TikTok became a war zone. Every influencer was suddenly a commentator. Every YouTube channel had a breakdown or exposing who Jason really saw in the thumbnail. Edits of party footage, alleged attendee lists, and slow zoom breakdowns of facial reactions during old interviews flooded feeds. Even Instagram meme pages that never touched drama were posting cryptic quotes like, sometimes the loudest silence is guilt. But what made the whole thing undeniable? When real journalists started digging, journalists join in. The pattern is real. BuzzFeed dropped an article titled, The Whisper Network Around Diddy's Parties is No Longer Whispering. Rolling Stone followed with, Hollywood's Worst Kept Secret. The VIP guest lists nobody talks about. And then came a shock drop from Vulture. They published a timeline cross-referencing party footage, social media timestamps, noun invite-only events, and celebrity scheduling discrepancies. The conclusion: too many coincidences. Too many people claiming they weren't there when data shows they were. And in the comments, Jason didn't just spill tea, he triggered an earthquake. Chrisean might have been the wild card. She was, right? The industry been quiet too long. It's needed to happen. Celebrities start hiding or posting cryptically as pressure mounted. Some celebs got real quiet, real fast. A few notable moves. A chart-topping rapper deactivated Twitter within an hour of Jason's IG leave. Famous actress rumored to be part of the Red Room crowd delayed her podcast launch without explanation. Popular male influencers known for being industry-connected both cleared their stories and haven't posted since. Meanwhile, Tiffany Haddish, in a surprise move, liked a tweet that said, "Jason speaking on what we all been scared to say." Unliked it 30 minutes later, but the internet never forgets. And then there was Megan Good. She posted a black square to Instagram with the caption, "Silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it means pressure. Let that marinate." No names, no tags, just vibes. But fans knew. Everyone knew. Unexpected ally Cat Williams speaks up. The final blow came from a voice no one expected. On a surprise Instagram Live, Cat Williams jumped in to speak directly on the drama. "I said this in January, and y'all laughed. Now Jason says it, and it's shocking. You think these parties didn't have layers? You think the same people that sign your checks ain't been in that room too?" The comments section exploded. "Cat been telling us y'all called him crazy, but he's been warning us for years. Why is it always the comedians who keep it real?" Cat ended the live with this line: "The truth ain't loud, but when it finally shows up, it don't whisper." Boom. What's next? More people start choosing sides silently or publicly. One thing is clear: Hollywood's wall of secrecy is cracking. People are afraid, not just of what Jason and Chrisean said, but of what's still coming. Because rumors are swirling that a third witness, a former assistant who allegedly worked inside Diddy's inner circle, Sin, talks with a major podcast. And if that episode drops, names won't be hinted. They'll be said clearly, on record. The world's watching. Silence is deafening. And the most dangerous truths haven't even come out yet. Just when people thought it couldn't get worse. Just when the world thought Jason and Chrisean had dropped everything they were going to drop. A new name leaked. And this one, bigger than anyone could have imagined. The name that sent shockwaves at 2:07 a.m. An anonymous post hit Reddit's Our Industry Leaks thread. It wasn't dramatic. No flashy headline, no emojis. It's just one sentence. Everyone's asking who the couple is. But nobody's asking about the politician who was there in 2021. Wait, what? The comments were instant politician, as in a sitting politician. They're playing with fire now. Just went federal. Then came the follow-up comment. He's been in the room. He's been in the Red Room. He's not just famous, he's powerful. People started guessing, wildly. One name kept rising to the top. A senator. Someone known for being progressive. Someone who's attended Hollywood fundraisers. Someone who's been seen on multiple red carpets. With Diddy. By 3 a.m., the hashtag senator at the party was trending. The teaser. Jason and Chrisean return, and then boom. Jason and Chrisean posted the same video to their stories at the same time. It was grainy, moody, soundtracked by eerie music. Just them sitting across from each other at a table. Jason, I said we weren't done. Chrisean, I said I had footage. Cut to black. 3 words appear, we naming names, no date, no platform. Tension. And in the background of the video, the blurry outline of a man walking through a hallway with red lighting. The industry freezes. Now the narrative wasn't just about celebrities, or parties, or private rooms. Now the internet believed there was political power in the mix, If this is true, the entire system is dirty. Jason and Chrisean just declared war on Hollywood and Washington. They're not whistleblowing, they're detonating. And insiders were rattled. One anonymous industry lawyer posted this comment on LinkedIn of all places. What's coming next could put a lot of NDAs, contracts, and even security clearances under review. Security clearances, this is no longer a story. This is a reckoning. One last message, Jason posted one final story. Black background, white text, no sound. No music. We've held the truth for too long. Not for money. Not for clout. But because y'all weren't ready, now you are. See you soon. The comment section unhinged. They're about to risk it, LL. Somebody better protect them, FR. This is no longer entertainment. This is exposure. And as Jason and Chrisean go dark again, and the industry tiptoes on a wire, and fans brace for whatever's coming next, one question hangs in the air like smoke. Who else was there? And why are they still silent? Because if the next drop really names names, nothing and no one is safe. So now we ask, how deep does this go if Jason and Chrisean are telling the truth? The footage is real. If the people we thought were clean were really walking through red-lit hallways with locked phones and silent guards, then who else is involved? Drop your thoughts right now in the comments. Who do you think was in the red room? Do you believe Jason and Chrisean? Or do you think they're clout chasing? Is this a Hollywood scandal or something even darker? And here's the real question. Why isn't Diddy saying anything? We want to hear your theories, your guesses, your evidence, your rage. The wildest, boldest, most insane comments will be featured in our next episode, so make sure you smash that like button if you're ready for Jason and Chrisean to name the names. Hit subscribe so you don't miss when the next leak drops. Turn on notifications because the footage, it could drop any day now, and trust us.